resources and devoted leisure hours back into the condemned calendar of MR. Dramatic trends can be flawed by emptiness of policy. Tiny flutters against the windows of agitation.
Bruce Hampton. Well, there are a lot of stories about Bruce Hampton, but I think he really began to turn things around when he had the Monday night Zag concerts at the Bistro about 1975. And it's taken until 1981 for people to, really catch up with what he's doing. He's definitely chiseled music around and rearranged it a good bit. But one of the main stories, favorite story of mine about Bruce Hampton is the night he was playing the Uptown Cafe. Walked up to the couple in the front table and proceeded to do a magic trick. He pulled the tablecloth out from under them while they were having dinner. Well, needless to say, the food and everything fell all over the place, but I think that's pretty much sums up the way Bruce deals with his music. He pulls the tablecloth out from under it and then makes do with whatever parts he has that fall down face up.
I don't know that I am in music and entertainment, but I started when I was 16 years old, singing, or a vocal expressionist. I'm not much of a singer, but I'll call it a vocal expressionist. And 16 years old at a high school hop, and I believe the first tune was I Go Crazy by James Brown, if I'm not mistaken. They threw darts and a lot of pipes and a lot of chairs, and it's been that way ever since.
Curtain perpetuated on research of guesswork. So close windows of 5 elements. It's unseen. Every like 3 gates of light. Life creates itself. Why earthworms look up on everything equally. Ornamentation is no stranger to fashion. She is as old as her cousin, if not older. Despite the myth compared to unclean animals, Commonwealth cameos to impress the tourist. Dramatic symptoms can be flawed by emptiness of policy. Psychic
What attracted Landslide Records to Bruce Hampton and his group, the Late Bronze Age, was basically that he was such a unique character, and especially in his songwriting and in his singing style. Not having been from Atlanta originally, I wasn't aware of the immense popularity that the Hampton Grease band had. But when we first started working with Bruce, we started getting letters from everywhere in the country welcoming a new project from Hampton. And it turns out that he is not just a regional act. He's somebody who has a certain amount of popularity, limited, but a certain amount throughout the world. And he writes such interesting lyrics, sometimes meaningful, sometimes really more a put-on, but they're always provocative. And the type of music comes out as modern rock and roll with some jazz influence. And I thought it was something completely different. Something that was saleable, and we are succeeding to a point. We have certainly gotten a number of strong critical reviews for Bruce's work, from the New York Times to other publications of that stature, and I think that in a certain amount of time, the public, especially the mass public, will discover Hampton. The more he gets out there, the more he performs, and he is a dynamic performer on stage, which is contrary to his offstage personality.
It says right here in the paper about you have to maintain an image, and this image could be broken, so we've got to maintain an image, all right?
So the best way for you to maintain your image is for you to say nothing?
Exactly. Go nowhere, do nothing, and become nothing, and say nothing.
Why do you perform?
The reason I perform is I actually have no idea why I perform, and often wonder myself. I honestly don't know.
But there must be something that makes you do it. I mean, do you get a great deal of satisfaction? Are you an egotist? Are you an eccentric? I mean, what makes you do it?
Combination of, I imagine, eccentric. I have no idea, actually. Possession more than anything.
Possession of what? Or by what?
Don't know how to put it. Don't know. The invisible eggs, more or less. You know, the best way to put it, just invisible things, items.
So if you were suddenly not allowed to perform at all on stage, how would you feel?
It'd be okay, too. It'd be all right. I quit for a number of years, and sitting in a boat looking at the trees is fine. Using the English language, I think a music we don't necessarily play but is done is pushing space through time, and it is a combination of rock, folk, jazz, and classical music, and that is for David's mother.
One night and they will pass away. But love is here to stay. One night and they will pass away. Here to stay. Love will always win. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd like to introduce to you Captain Electronic. Yeah, jazz. I'd like to bring Geese Bush and Dr. Hoto Mozambique to perform an experiment.
This is Dr. Hoto Mozambique from Memphis. As you can see, he is performing an experiment on Kezar Bush. He was arrested in Memphis for stealing addresses with the house number retrieving group. This is with Captain Electronic and his house number retrieving group. As you can see, he is removing the empty film pack that is stuck in Kezar Bush's body. Here comes out the empty film pack. This is due to the fact that Russians put the empty film pack in here. Hey, this is Mozambique. He is a friend of mine. Yep. Hey, it's Dr. Mozambique. He is a friend of mine. Don't go there. Gonna be so easy now to be alive. Hope you get there, yeah, 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 when he arrives. When it's blowing, he ain't showing, he ain't gonna run. Ain't gonna run, no, 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 no.
I remember talking to Bruce one night while he was playing pinball. He had 850,000 points on the first ball. I knew I shouldn't play with him anymore, but I said, Bruce, what do you think about music? He said, don't know what it is. Never heard of it, man. You know, we just play and they give us money.
Let's see. We'll play a little tune here, Greg. Picking up. That was from a new tune called Live from the Isles of Langerhans. But right now I'd like to do The Door. Can you follow me with that cameraman? Can you follow me? Hang on. Okay, see how much space I have right here. I can walk from here to there. Can I? Okay, can you get me right here? Everyone can do this at home, only in Georgia, all right? I'm only going to go 6 feet. You ready? Okay, this is called The Door. Okay, someone there, can you get me out here?
Dark.
Okay, I'm coming back. Okay, I'll walk this way, all the way here. Watch, I'm now in an area. I'm working in an area, all right? I'm back to this area now, thank you.
That was good.
Thank you. A good area. Do you like areas? I love areas. I like to go to areas and work, collect gravel, and go into offices and get facials.
We'd like to get him on up here. Come on up here, Bruce. Show the people a few things. Yeah. Give him a big hand, folks. I want to say one thing. This man, he ain't doing it for himself, but he's doing it for you people out there. Just remember that. All right, Bruce.
Thank you, Grit Eaters, and especially you, finally, you $25 a week cameraman. I'd like to introduce the band right here, The Strap, on gong and other types of organs. How about a hand for Kezar Brown? On guitar is Carl Ratzer. On drums, O-W-L, not A-L, Al Nicholson. On on reeds and other various instruments, Billy McPherson, Playboy Billy McPherson. On oboe and bass clarinet from Pittsburgh and the Rome Symphony Orchestra with Bruno Maderna, Paul McCandless. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, the spiritual leader, the one who tries to perfect his ways. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Hoto Mozambique.
I think what appeals to me about Bruce is that he's an enigma. I can't figure out whether he was born 30 years too late or 30 years too early, but his lyrics or his poetry, belong in the beat generation as far as how they unfold. They obviously have current themes, and you couldn't throw his words back 30 years and have them make sense. But I think there's the poet in Bruce that appeals to me.
There's people driving cars all day. Gasoline shortage coming our way. Scientists finding out old new facts, telling us we got to get back fast. You ever had sex with Durwood Kirby? He's the nicest man in town.
He's the nicest man in town.
Well, did you ever have sex with Durwood Kirby?
Have you ever had sex with Durwood Kirby?
He's the nicest man around.
He's the nicest man around.
Yeah, he's our leader. He eats his spinach.
Right on.
He's got a spaceship. He'll take you in it. You know, I was walking around the Villa Rica Triangle one day, and I ran into a jazz record shop, and there stood Dorothy Kilgallen. And what she said to me was, let's see if you can get in touch with Ed Capel real quick. Get it?
It's only been the last couple of years that I've seen Bruce perform live, and having known him as a person, I wasn't really shocked. I think that the combination of his lyrics, which reminds me very much of beat poetry with a 1980s or 70s theme to it, with very strong improvisational music, that was the combination that really appeals to me. I really don't like to listen to lyrical music with lyrics very much. I prefer to hear instrumental virtuosity, but when you've got something that grabs you as strongly as Bruce's lyrics do, it's really hard not to listen. So I think that, musically and lyrically, Bruce Hampton is saying something. I question why. I just wonder how the man exists.
I sell aluminum on the side. I'm in the aluminum business, and it's been very good this year. I don't know about everyone else's aluminum, but I love aluminum. I'm into aluminum heavy. I get up in the morning and work with aluminum and sell aluminum and mold aluminum. I like aluminum. It's all based off alum. I go on alum hunts in Fitzgerald, Georgia. There's a drugstore there, and we have an alum detector, and we go actually out and discover alum for aluminum.
We've gotten a lot of positive feedback about his group, the Late Bronze Age, and how strong they are live. I think the timing is coming around for him. He is, in a sense, a Frank Zappa, a Captain Beefheart. He is that original, but he is from the South. And so his strongest audience is not necessarily from here. He tends to be more popular in the Northeast and on the West Coast.
For me, yes, 1 or 2 copies is very commercial for me, but as far as major record companies would go, I wouldn't think so. Not enough to meet their budget or their production staff equalization. Yes, it's called On the Outside Looking Out. It's by the group The Late Bronze Age. Ben Pops Thornton, Bubba Freon, and Lincoln Metcalf are also the group members.
There's always softball. Yes, softball.
Love at first bat. Love at first error. Love at first bad throw. It's also music, different rhythms of it, the different melodies that are played.
If you should invest your time doing anything sublime, you should want to swing and frolic with an alcoholic. If your wingtips want to dance, you should go put on some pants to abide by social grace and swing, swing, swing. Further, my cow come further. The only thing that gets the job done pulling cattle through the trees. Buffaloes and singing time, I'm in on the barnyard farm. Get that cow out of the mire and swing.
Basically play folk music. We play people are folk. Some people don't look like folk, but we do play folk music. Folk music for the folks, for the people. Is music? I don't think so. I think music is made right now to make money, and people know no better. It's all conditioned pablum, and they've been conditioned to listen to certain things whether they want to or not, and I don't think they enjoy it. It's just been force-fed. It's musicians nowadays they usually don't play what they feel, they play what they think they can make the most money out of. I feel that. And they don't listen to their inner voice, they listen to the outer voice of what other people's doing, and just extending that even further. And I find it all very conditioned, and this year is 1981, but there is never a year or a time or anything like that, but I feel that there is no feel. And they just listen to what other people are doing and becoming successful at instead of listening to themselves and what they actually feel. And that's a very frightening thing, I guess. And breaking down the conditions of music will never happen anyway, so it really doesn't matter. It should be used as a ritualistic healing process. And that's an ideal connotation of it, but I don't know. You can turn on the radio stations, which I find intolerable. I can listen to a couple here in Atlanta, and I don't understand. It's beyond, I hear nothing real.
That he's happy with what he's doing, and I certainly think that the man is creating or is manifesting things that are, well, I think they're very relevant, but you need to be sort of a new age or maybe even zany. I mean, you just have to have a zany streak in you to be able to relate to Bruce Hampton.
A tisket, a tasket, a brown and yellow basket. Got along without you before I met you, gonna get along without you now. Got along without you. Oh, I met you, gonna get along without you now.
Thank you. We're about out of film here. It's been a pleasure to embarrass you. I'd like to perform an experiment right now. This has been used by Dr. Shipley in Fitzgerald, Georgia, and this is a plant right here and a plant in the background also, and I put a lie detector test on this plant. And what we're going to try to do, well, you can see the meter right here, it's on 0. I now have it on. It is on, and I'm going to sensitively tear a part of the plant and see if it yells. Now, a lie detector test will not yell. Okay, watch this meter. If you can't see it, I'll tell you what's happening. Okay, here I go to pull it. I'm not going to tear it off. The meter is not moving. All right, cut. I don't know. It can go somewhere maybe.
Never had much control till I got to Arkansas. I never had much control till I got to Arkansas. I never had much control till I got to Arkansas. I never had much control till I got to Arkansas.
You just had no compunction about signing his name to the bill. But I never had much control till I got to Arkansas. I never had much control till I got to Arkansas. Oh, I never had much control till I got to Arkansas. I never had much control till I got to Arkansas. They gave up the grips by up their ship to the men in the Adriatic Sea.
I never had much control till I got to Arkansas. I never had much control till I got to Arkansas. I never had much control till I got to Arkansas. I never had much control till I got to Arkansas.
Panic set in when Robert Fulton, he drove his boat up to 110. Yes, 7 men all aboard ship
Till I got to Arkansas.
Yeah, 7 men all aboard ship with bazookas. Panic stricken
Never had much control
when Robert Fulton,
to Arkansas.
he drove his boat
Never had much control
up to 110. Well, I never had much control until I came to Arkansas. I never had much control until I got to
An error in perception. Thought the work habits had improved. Burned the chest of drawers and choked on bologna. Brato Ganib, 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 Brato Ganib. I went into a store to sell 8 tomatoes, 4 cucumbers, and a song. The proprietor said he would give me $25.90. I said, "So I have finally sold a song." He said, "No, you have sold me vegetables." Brato Ganib, Brato Ganib, Brato Ganib.
strange voices. They can sing in strange tongues. They can sing yes, whoa, in any language. They can sing in strange tongues. that grew by the side of the road. Paul and Silas in their darkest hour had a chance to bring goodwill. Paul and Silas in their darkest hour had a chance to bring goodwill. They could sing it in strange voices. They could sing it in strange tongues. One night came that east wind, confused by the dark, I suppose, and it kissed men for the lilies, ended up with the rose, yeah. Then it came and it told them that Paul and Silas were waiting there. They were listening for that voices that carried them through that air. They can sing.
Brato Ganib, 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 Brato Ganib.